Hello and welcome to Athena's Creations 2017. I'm Athena Turk, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator since 2017. And tonight I've got a couple of new folds using some brand new product that's coming out in July. We've got some beautiful violet sweet with this beautiful designer paper and ovals, fun folds, and of course I'm going to give you all of the directions, all of the dimensions, and these are really fun and easy to make. Just adding in just a couple of products and sharing with you a couple of sneak peeks of these gable boxes and how fun and easy these are to decorate, and just some ideas of what this will hold. It's a pretty decent sized box. I wouldn't say it was a small or a large. I would say maybe it's a medium sized. But I see lots of fun Christmas things with this gable box and some other new products. So let's go ahead and get the camera down and we'll get started. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm really excited to share this new suite of product. And I think that you're going to put this on your July online exclusive wish list. We've got some new products coming out in July. See if I can get this stand situated tonight. Seems like in the weeks past, the stand moves on me during the live. But again, I want to just shout out to everybody that joins me live. I don't always get to see it, but I do respond to any comments. I go back later and respond to those if there's any comments, because for some reason when my phone updated, I'm not able to see the comments when we're live. But anyway, thank you again for joining me. Let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, there's lots of new product that's coming out. There's actually a punch bundle using the Simply Leaves that I've been playing around and working on some card samples with that one. And we've got, I don't know if you've noticed in the new catalog, the current catalog, we have these flat 4x8 cellophane bags. We've got gable boxes. I mean, there's a lot that you can do. And of course, these little cellophane bags, you can wrap up with candy or pretty much whatever you want. And they'll actually fit inside this cute little gable box. So just some new product that's coming out. And these gable boxes are, there's 10 in the package. And they're really fun. These are the dimensions for the designer paper for the two side panels, and then the front and the back for the DSP. There's the dimension for you. This is really exciting new product. I've already seen some great samples using this gable box. But since I'm featuring that new suite, you can also just buy the bundle. It's the framed violets. And who doesn't love a good oval? And look at those die cuts. We've got lots of different designs going on with this tonight. Which one to start with first? Let's start with this oval one. I did do some pre-cutting and some stamping, definitely the cutting and scoring. But we are going to do a little bit of coloring, and it's super, super easy. Some very similar folds, just a little different take on them. And of course, we're going to use those fun butterflies. Now, if you were with me a couple of weeks back, I had an in-home workshop. And so if you're close to me, I have those once a month, or I try to. Sometimes, life gets busy and I don't get around to doing a workshop, but I do try to do at least one a month. So if you're close and you're interested in joining us, this right here is one of the cards that we made. This fun fold here, I had everything cut and prepped and ready for you. You just come, stamp, and assemble. And this was another card that we made. And I'm going to show you just how easy these are to make. We'll do these two first, then we'll do the gable box, and then the new to me fun fold that I saw a couple of samples online, but I didn't know what the measurements were exactly. So I kind of played around a little bit with some of the some measurements that I already knew, and then just kind of eyeballed approximate measurements for this one. And I don't think I wrote these down. So I'll get my ruler out and I'll give those to you. Now I'm using some die cuts. This die cut is from the new Winnie the Pooh suite. What else did I use? And then, of course, the new paper is part of the new suite. I forget what these are called, but these have been around a while. I just kind of forgot about that shape. And then, of course, the brand new oval that's in this suite of product. So let's go ahead and get started and put this beautiful card together. Now, this suite of product also has these really beautiful flower embellishments with like a little shimmery diamond in the middle. You get 30 of these. They're adhesive backed blooms. And then, of course, the beautiful ribbon, satin ribbon, fresh freesia. It also comes with the suite of product. Let's see here. Here's our ovals. I have it all pre-cut ahead of time. And then, of course, for this fun fold, I've done this one, I think, a couple of times before. It's just been a hot minute, I think, since the last time I did. And so the designer series paper, just be aware when you're cutting your paper, if it is directional. And so you can tell with the flowers, this one is a little bit of a directional. And so the designer series paper is, it comes like this. And what I did was I put it in my trimmer this direction at 5 1/4, because it's 12 inches by 5 1/4. And then I put it through and scored it at 2, 4, 8, and 10. Then our card base is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then we've got our 2 pieces that we're going to layer, already die cut out. And then we have the white for the inside, because I didn't want to use a lot of, in other words, I didn't use the 4 by 5 1/4 that I normally would. So I just shortened the inside piece to 4 by 3 1/4. So those are the measurements for this card. We're going to do some stamping and assembling. All right, so we've got our score lines right here. Just want to make sure you burnish those nice and evenly. And this is the fold that you're going to do. Just like that. And really this fold with the designer paper, you can pretty much fold this any direction you want. You could even come back and fold this down if you wanted to have some other, I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities, right? But I just thought this one was so pretty. Just like this. And so we're basically going to layer this beautiful piece right here on top of our card base. I'm going to find that sweet spot where it looks pretty centered. I'm going to hold down one side and then lift this one up to apply my adhesive. Just like that. Now, I didn't stamp anything on the inside, so I'm going to go ahead and apply this one on the inside. Again, just trying to find that sweet spot, as I call it, where it's somewhat centered. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's pretty close right there. Again, just going to add in the adhesive. And so next, we're going to set this one aside and we're going to do our stamping. And also, in addition to our stamping, we're going to get our Stampin' Blends out. I still use my Memento. Ink that up nice, and we're going to go as close to the top as possible. Just apply that pressure. I have to say, I am missing one of our stamping friends who used to join us a lot. She passed away recently. She would always comment about all the different techniques, and I always try to remember to go through and give you all kinds of tips and all the different tricks that I've learned, and definitely missing her input and comments. She was always real good about telling us what she thought about it. So we're going to use Gorgeous Grape for the Happy Birthday to You. Oh, there we go. And then this part, we're going to go as close to the bottom as possible. Let me just double check. Yep. And being that it's oval, it makes it easy not to mess up, if that makes any sense. All right, so now I'm going to bring in our light peaceful pine, and I'm just going to go over the lines here in the leaf. I'm going to turn it to the other side, paintbrush side, and I'm just going to add in, fill in the color here. And this part does take a few minutes, but believe it or not, when you're using your Stampin' Blends, it's just super relaxing to me. And you don't have to be in the lines. It's fine. And I don't know if it's just the time of day. My hands are shaking just a tiny little bit. Maybe I'm just extra tired today. I don't know. There we go. Now, of course, your leaf can be as light or as dark as you want it to be, because just like people, leaves are different. And then this one is Dark Highland Heather. And I'm thinking I probably use this one for a different, because it looks lighter. I think I used Fresh Freesia. That's okay. It'll be fine. And then again, just kind of bring in some of that color. Yeah, this one's dark. That's okay. I didn't really take notes as to what color I'd used before. But the great thing about all of Stampin' Up's colors, they all coordinate very well. Even if it is slightly on the darker side, because it's this beautiful, gorgeous grape. I love all these beautiful colors. Very relaxing. And you know, if you get outside the lines, you can always come in with some embellishments. There we go. You can tell I've used this one a lot. I don't know if you can see the tip is a little frayed, a little bit. That's okay. All right. So now we're ready to just layer this right on the top of the oval there. Isn't that beautiful? The scalloped oval behind it. Now when I'm going to adhere, I only want to adhere part of the panel so that it will overlap. And so what I'm going to do is just find that sweet spot. I've got my thumb and finger in the place where I want adhesive, only on this left side. Just like that. Next, we're going to get our beautiful ribbon out. And I'm going to make a tiny little bow to attach. Now, I don't think I did on this one, but for sure on this one, I stamped the flowers close to the top as possible so that there would be room for the ribbon. I'm going to make my 2 bunny ears. This is a nice satin shimmery ribbon. It's beautiful ribbon. I've got my 2 rabbit ears. And I always leave it on the spool so that I can adjust the ribbon and hopefully not waste any of these pieces of ribbon. You tighten it, and then you're just going to kind of feed it through a little bit, tighten it so that I can get the size of bow that I want. That looks pretty close. All right, so next, while it's still on the spool, I'm going to use a glue dot for my adhesive. And it's going to go right underneath on the stem part. And then I'm going to come back with my beautiful ribbon scissors. And I'm going to give it a nice little trim. And I just want to trim it enough so that it'll stay inside of the card when I put it in an envelope, so it can stay long. You can have it long or short. As you can tell, these both are similar but different, and they both look amazing. Now, I want to also come back in with some beautiful embellishments. So I'm going to use this beautiful, gorgeous grape right there, and then the clear. This is just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous ribbon. That is such an easy, fun fold. It's a great way to show off your designer series paper. I kind of like the gorgeous grape flower better, but they both, to me, look amazing. Very pretty. I just thought of something. Let me see if I can find them real quick. I've got my rhinestone basic jewels. I think I've called them diamonds before. I think I want to put one on the very center, kind of like these little flower embellishments. Let's put that right in the center, because why not? Oh, I think that really adds to the card. So fun. Look at all that. Okay. Next, we're going to put together this beautiful butterfly card for card number 2 tonight. And all the pieces are right here, super easy. Oh, I have these little pieces that are left over too. When I cut my cards, my designer paper down, I cut the pieces to fit the layering. So it's like third layer, 5 by 3 3/4. Then the basic black is 4 by 5 1/4. And then our embellishments are dewdrop embellishments. Sending best wishes for health and healing. Guess I already had that one pre-stamped. We'll go ahead and use that. So this is really cute. This is the size left over that you can use for other cards if you wanted. They kind of look like they go together, don't they? But anyway, these are really nice. A nice little sentiment could be on there. So I'm going to keep those for another rainy day, if you will. So we're just going to go ahead and layer this beautiful paper. And I learned from someone recently that if you use the basic black, it really accentuates or highlights, brings out the beautiful colors that are around it. And I have to admit, I think that is absolutely the truth. Oops. Let me burnish these folds. Oops. Did I not score that very tightly? It's basically folded over. And then this one, it's one of the folds I've used many times before. And this one basically folds back onto itself for your A2 card. I must not have scored it very well. Okay. This one's probably the easiest card to make. Now the measurement for this one is 8.5 by 5.5. And on the 8.5 inch side, you're going to score it at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And then we're going to add our layering piece. Find that sweet spot where it's centered. And then you're going to hold it down, lift up one flap, and add your adhesive. Just like that. And then we're going to put our sentiment that's been pre-stamped. We're going to put that one on dimensionals. 3 or 4. Kind of overdid it there. And just kind of, depending on where the cute little flowers are, you just kind of put that on there just like that. And then we're going to use this beautiful dewdrop right there in the middle. And then a couple of these on the side next to it, the clear. And this is from that Fern and Floral suite of product. Now we're going to get out our butterflies. We're going to stamp those, color them in light berry blue because there's just a hint of the berry color in this one. And so these butterflies are just going to be accentuated. And let me grab some paper real quick. I know I had some extra paper. Here's my packet of extra white pieces of paper. I tend to put those little pieces because you never know when you're going to need a little piece like that. Now, and since it's a bigger stamp, I'm going to bring my ink pad to my stamp. And then this one has a punch. Just going to punch it out. Just apply a little bit of pressure. There we go. And then here's the punch right in front of me. Whoops, I just made a mess. That's okay. I think when I first got this one, I have not taken it off the block because I just figured I'm going to use lots of butterflies. Punch it out. Still have some more for later. Normally I would color these in first, but that's okay. We can color them in now. And I could have used some that I've already done before, but I want you to see how easy this is. And again, it's very relaxing. I don't know about you, but it's been a week already. And those butterflies could probably go with that violet suite as well. Again, coordinating colors, products coordinate together. One-stop shop, Stampin' Up. Love it. There we go. We've got new online exclusives coming. Very excited about that. Some Christmas. And when you're a demonstrator, I think on the 15th of July, we get to take a look at the new catalog. I call it the holiday catalog. So excited about that. I'm going to go ahead and, before I Wink of Stella it, I'm just going to give it a little flicker. Just like that. It will flatten when you mail it, but this is just giving it a little flutter for the wings. Oops. All right. Then we're going to put this one next, the small one. It's going for that nectar in the bloom. Then the bigger one. And now we're going to add our Wink of Stella. This was another one we made at our workshop. Next month, toward the end of the month, I believe it's that last Saturday, we are going to do a Christmas in July workshop. So if you'd like to join us for that, you are welcome to. Reach out and I'll give you all the information. Next is our gable box. Now, just as a small example, you can see that this box, it's deep enough that it's going to hold some lotions. It'll hold some chapstick, some hand sanitizer. You could do a nail kit. Of course, candy, pastries, all the fun things. You could do a miniature get well with some Kleenex and little cough drops. Maybe even a little bag of soup. I mean, there's the possibilities for this one are endless. And this one, again, I've got some stuff pre-cut. And the Designer Series paper is also part of that suite. And then these little pieces are the cutouts. There's actually 2 pieces of cutouts for this one. In the Designer Series paper. I guess we can go ahead and add our panels. And this one is the smaller panel. And the measurements for this one is 3 3/8 by 2 3/8. And it's basically the opposite side of this beautiful paper. It's kind of like black and white polka dots. You'll need 2 of those. You can also stamp directly on here. I thought about doing that as well. Now this one we've got directional, and this piece is 3 3/8 by 3 7/8. I got it as close as I could get for the measurement. We've got 4 pieces here. And this is directional paper. If I didn't mention that before, just be aware when you're working with paper that has, up and down, left and right situation. So next, let's do our stamping and coloring in. These were punch outs pieces. We're going to do a little coloring in. Oh, this is the one that used the gorgeous grape and the pine. All right, so first we're going to come in with our fresh freesia. And we're going to stamp this piece right here. That little stamp there. I can't wait to see the new catalog too for Christmas. Because I envision using these gable boxes a lot. This one's a happy birthday to you. Do that right smack dab in the middle. And then just decide which side is the front and back. And that one's right in the middle. And I think on this one, yep, this one we're going to add this really pretty flower at the top. And this one also uses the ribbon, again toward the bottom. And then we're going to fold in just like that. And then this one's going to tuck in like that. And it's food safe, these gable boxes. It'll hold quite a lot. We're going to pretend like we've already put some stuff in here. And then just hook those corners like so. And now that we have that together, we can come back and just trim the ribbon just a little bit. And then on each side, we're going to add this piece here that we're going to color in. It's the new In Color Peaceful Pine. This is the light blend. I normally would have had this part done, but again, it's relaxing. You can always fast forward if you want to the next one, unless you're live. And I don't really edit videos. I've never figured that out on the iPhone, so this is all raw and unedited. All right, now we've got our beautiful dark Highland Heather. And we're gonna color in this beautiful flower. And I just keep turning the flower. It's frayed a little bit at the top of these blends. That's okay though. Very pretty. Yeah, these gable boxes would be really fun packages for a sick neighbor. You could leave it on their front porch with a little note inside. Oops. Must be that time where everybody's walking their puppies, because mine is on guard. He's letting me know somebody's walking out there, Mom. All right. Oops. Then we're just going to add that on the side. I have to really wait till dusk because it's just too hot right now to walk. All right, so I found some embellishments that I hadn't used in a while, but they still work. They're Strawberry Slush in Pretty in Pink gems. And I'm going to use these clear gems to the center of the flower. The clear sort of just takes on that really pretty purple color there. Just to add a little something there. I did do some pre-die cutting for some other things here that, well, lots of fun cards and stuff can be made with this one. There is our gable box for this one. And now on to our last card, which is this New to Me Fun Fold. So I'm going to need to do a little measuring. Again, the base of this card is very similar to the butterfly card. And that measurement again is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Then the designer paper here is 4 by 5 1/4. And then for this panel, this designer paper is 5 1/4 by 2. You can see we've got some die cut pieces that I die cut. And we're going to stamp and color in that one, unless I already have it made. I can't remember if I did. This little white piece is 2.5 by 2.5. And we have 2 of those. And then the inside fold piece is 5.5 by 2 3/4, scored at 2 3/4. Okay. I saw a fold very similar to this online and decided to figure out my own measurements. Oh, I had it written down already. I didn't realize that. I normally forget to do that. And of course, I pre-die cut some of these pieces. Using something from another. But there it is, the card base, scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. I normally have it on this card. That's okay. So this is a new to me fun fold. I'm not even sure what it's called. I just love fun folds, especially showing off this gorgeous paper. This is going to be at the base. Find that sweet spot, lift up one flap, and apply the adhesive. Oop, better turn it directionally. And then what I'm going to try to do is kind of line it up a little bit here. There we go. And again, we're going to stamp happy birthday to you. Oh, where are my 2 pieces? The 2 white pieces. Apparently I didn't cut them, so I guess we're going to cut those together. Go figure, I didn't get that one done. That's all right. That is perfectly all right. I didn't realize we did all 3 happy birthday cards. Well, 2 birthday cards, and then we did the butterfly get well. Very pretty. Next, I need to trim some white paper. I was going to double check that, but I didn't get home till a little late this evening. All right, so let's get some cardstock out. And our trimmer. The white is 2.5 by 2.5. Yep. All right, so here's 2.5. We need 2 of these by 2.5. And then we're going to put one of these for the inside piece right there. Doesn't leave a lot of room for writing, but that's all right. This one we're going to stamp and color in this really pretty flower. Just apply good even pressure there. This one is going to be light Highland Heather. It almost looks like Freesia when it's light. This product, this new suite, and the online exclusives will be available in July. So believe it or not, next week it's going to be July already. And this will all be available. Light Old Olive. Though I think I used a different green. That's okay. Again, they all coordinate. That's the beauty of Stampin' Up. And then this one is going to be adhered to the inside. What am I doing? The inside piece. And then the adhesive is only going to be just a tiny little bit on that side, okay? So I'm going to apply my adhesive directly. Just like that. And it's going to close just like that. And so this one, I'm going to apply, you can see I used something else, some dimensionals. But first, 2 strips of this ribbon. Approximately 3 inches. Just going to add a little bit of adhesive. And it's almost like an X. Then I'm going to come back in with this beautiful daisy. Embellishment for the top. And then this little daisy right there. And then we're going to come in and put these pieces that I pre-die cut out already, just to give it a little something for the inside here. Meanwhile, you can see I die cut that one from the Designer Series paper. I'm going to give it 2 petals and a leaf. Now, if you have any extra sticky on here, because sometimes that'll happen, you can come in with your little embossing buddy and just give it a dab and it'll take off the sticky. Fun fold extraordinaire. I saw it in a using different product, but this one I don't know, this fold is brand new to me. I don't even know what you'd call it, but it's really fun. Really show off that paper. Love that. Love the fun fold using the designer paper that we did at the beginning. And then, of course, the beautiful butterflies. And our 2 gable boxes full of goodies. Lots of crafting, lots of fun, and really easy too. So I have no idea what we're going to do next week. It's going to be July, what, 3rd, 4th, 2nd? July 2nd, next Thursday. I don't know, but perhaps we will venture into fall, or maybe we'll play some more with the framed violets. Or perhaps we might even get some football out and start playing with this new stamp set, which is also a July online exclusive. This one's really cool, really fun. Haven't started playing with it yet, but we'll see what the weekend brings. I should have some time to stamp this weekend and come up with some fun new designs for you. Thank you again for joining me. We'll see you next time. Happy stamping.